In this video, I'm going to be talking more about how some people have referred to an effort towards enlightenment. And that enlightenment is becoming a very strong factor relating to almost like a job or a type of work or a type of engagement that has really been so stressful and causing so much pressure and so much tension that, well, I don't know what I can do. I don't know if this is going to be the right thing for me. I don't know if I can keep following the light. It just feels like so much work. I'm always having to look at my shadows. I'm always having to look behind myself and reflect and seeing, oh, did I say the right thing? Did I say the wrong thing? Is this really what I want to create? Is this really what I want to do? Is this really what's taking up so much of my time about enlightenment? I thought this was supposed to be easy. I thought this was supposed to be a breeze. Why am I having so much trouble trying to figure out how I can become enlightened? Shouldn't it be a really easy thing to do? The whole idea here is that when you look at enlightenment, enlightenment itself simply represents a reflection of realization. It is a form of perspective that has reached a state of heightening. It's not about feeling that you have to put so much effort into reinitiating what you feel is right and wrong within your life. If you feel that enlightenment is going to be this effort, it's going to be this really hard job, it's going to be all of this work, then you're missing the point. The whole idea is that there is a logicalization, so to speak, towards the point of the enlightenment itself. That if you're looking to advance yourself and become a lot more wiser, help you to choose better in regards to decision-making processes, all of these particular processes should all be following a path of least resistance. They do not require themselves to feel that they have so much effort and that you're burning yourself out simply because you don't know where to turn. The logical mind is still operating at a very, very powerful rate, and it's making you feel that every decision you make is going to lead to some dead end, and that I'm not wise enough, I'm not ready enough to move into this higher state. But what is it that you perceive that higher state to be? Do you feel that you're just going to be floating in the clouds, wearing a nice little robe, and high-fiving angels as you come by? The whole idea here is that enlightenment is always going to be a continual state of being. It's something within ourselves. It really represents the idea of no resistance. There's no resistance to anything anymore. There's no more feeling of effort or having to fight with ourselves in regards to how we want to advance, relating to how we want to work, relating to how we want to live. They're all just nuances to complete effortlessness. So when you're moving into this particular form of understanding when it comes to enlightenment, when you feel that you have to put so many dogmas in the way, feeling that, well, maybe I gotta meditate 3 or 4 times a day, maybe I just need to force myself to start getting more friends in the spiritual movement. Maybe I need to force myself out of this job that I'm in right now and just go live in a cave for a couple years. Maybe that's how I'm going to help become enlightened. Again, that's not the understanding, because what you're still doing is you're forcing yourself to make an action when it's not coming from the heart. The heart does not bring about any forceful type of action. The logical thinking mind does. And so the logical thinking mind says, all right, well, Bob, if you want to go ahead and be an enlightened individual, then you need to quit your job. You need to, get all these new friends in the spiritual circles, and you really need to read all kinds of books, hundreds and hundreds of books about enlightenment and spiritual evolution and meditation and energy healing and how to move into these higher states of enlightenment, etc., etc. If you do all that, then maybe you'll kind of be enlightened. Maybe you'll start to get there. Just keep at it, and in no time, I'm sure you're going to get a lot farther. You'll be quite an enlightened soul. That's not what it's about. It doesn't matter how many friends you have in a spiritual movement. It doesn't matter how many times you want to do meditation per day. It doesn't matter how far you want to travel to feel that you need to isolate yourself and continue to meditate there, or having more particular forms of spiritual practices. If you're not moved to do so, that's the whole idea. You need to be moved by the heart. When the heart is getting an impulse of realization that this just naturally feels good, this feels like a path that is unfolding, and it just feels like myself. There's an authenticity to it. And so this is what you're looking for, is a path to the authenticity of enlightenment. And that can only come through yourself based on impulse. It is not something that is generically copied and then taken somewhere else. If you really want to move yourself into a state of higher learning, into higher understanding, and really embed yourself into this higher nature of how you can vastly improve your life, vastly improve your career, and really just being able to see how your whole lifestyle is unfolding and transforming in this way, follow a path of least resistance. Go with what feels authentic to you. Go with what you feel is willing to transform you in regards to other particular barriers and borders and barricades that you feel you're still hanging on to. As long as you can do this, then you're following the path. The natural positive reinforcement will always be there when you're really not even looking for it. That's how well synchronicity works. Synchronicity works in the operation of so much subtlety that it will bring forward this very interesting, intriguing, positive reinforcement from a negative-based situation that will create synchronicity, align it, and bring it into balance. Let yourself be very fully aware about how you want to experiment with your own states of enlightenment by following a path of least resistance that represents authenticity and bringing yourself into light that's not forced, that's not cliche, that's not systemized or modernized in any particular way. Listen to yourself. Be aware of your energies, be aware of your mind, be aware of your body, of however you want to interpret your energies to become an enlightened being. You certainly have the capability, but it starts with your own self-listening. It's not something in regards to a fad. It's not something that represents a trend. It's not something that represents a modality. It's all about you. Listen to the sanctum that is yourself. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Brad Johnson of ConsciousMatrix.com, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. Take care, namaste, and may it be well with you. Goodbye.